Good morning, beautiful friends. Coffee with Lilli is here. Welcome to this healing container for the next 10 minutes or so. We'll see. Who knows? Where all of you is welcome here. And today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about our gifts. How do we find our gifts? How do we know what our gifts are? No matter where you are on the healing path, whether you're just starting out, whether you are kind of walking that middle road, or maybe you're a pro, maybe you've been doing this for a long time. What I love about being in this space, and what I love about my growth and the way that I've come to know myself is that I've really alchemized and transformed the deepest, darkest sufferings of my life into this beautiful, passion-driven, purpose-driven existence. And let me just let that sit for a second. Meditate on that goodness for a minute there. And I think what we don't realize, but I think that it is becoming, at least from what I see, my circle has become very growth-centered. But what I would like for you to consider is if you are at a place where you're not sure of what your gift is, if you're not sure of how do you use all of this pain, but also learning that you've had throughout your life to help yourself and help others. And I will try to explain this as succinctly as I can, and I don't know if this is going to happen the way that I want it to. And message me if you would like a little more clarification or if you want to chat more about this. But early on, I recognized this very codependent pattern that I had adapted in my life. And since 2018, I've been talking about codependency. It's changed my relationship with that term, my relationship with the way I relate to kind of that label, so to speak. I'm actually working on a pretty significant guest for the podcast that I really wanted to touch on that label in particular. So we'll see if that lines up. But what I've realized is my tendency to put other people, other things, other goals, basically any other energy other than myself energy first in my life was a great suffering point for me. It drifted me so far away from myself that I didn't know who I was anymore. It led me to a deep, dark depression. It led me to high anxiety because if I wasn't trying to control my whole world, then I felt like it would crash and burn. So there was a lot of what's called hypervigilance around people, around the way that people perceived me. Just a lot of things, a lot of energy outside of me, like my heart, my soul, like my inner self, highest being, whatever term that connects with you. And what I've been able to do is nothing special that you aren't able to do. So let me just say that. But what I've been able to do is alchemize that and transform that pattern of putting others first, in short, or other things, other energies first, change it to putting myself first, but also keeping that caring gift that I have been honing for the last 3-4 decades now. So my call to you is that if you're suffering, if I talk about patterns a lot here, if you're noticing limiting patterns coming up in your life in regard to relationships, in regard to self, I want to give you the opportunity to change it around, to alchemize, transform that pattern into your passion. Moving pattern to passion. The good news is you already have all the skills. There's nothing new that you need to learn. You already know how to be this part of you. But the problem might be, the opportunity might be a shift in focus. A process of returning back to self so that your passions can expand you instead of contracting you. How dope is that? It's a process for sure. It's a process of coming back into being, of self, quote unquote self, self-love, intuition, creating that dynamic of the right people around you. It is a process. Healing is progression. But what I really just want to say is that whatever point that you are right now, whatever that you're suffering with, can be a huge, massive, magnificent tunnel for you to walk through with passion. That gift is so deep within you, within me, within all of us, and it's so beautiful. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. My invitation to you is, if you want to chat more about this and how to turn and alchemize that you're suffering into your greatest gift. And it doesn't have to be coaching. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be anything other than what it is for you. But the thing is that door does not open until you heal your deepest emotional blocks. The emotional wounds and the stuckness that are keeping you really tiny, closed off in that space of suffering. And I do this. It's not me. My hope is that you ask for support, outside support, to help you hone that gift. Hone it. The world needs it. My invitation is for you is to not be a victim anymore, is to step into your true essence, your true love, your true power, so that the whole world can see you in the purest and most beautiful way that you are. So my invitation for you, if it's something that you're looking for support in doing, I do have one last opening available for Align into Authenticity. It's my flagship program where we really start to transmute and transform that suffering into passion. Where we start to understand your gift, whatever it is, and start to bring it to the real world. Because you are a deep, beautiful human being, And I want more. I want more. I want to see you. I hope that helps. Message me for more information to set up a complimentary call. And this is closing in 1 week unless the spot fills up. I love you.